You have reached Imperial Reviews, and today's review is Joker Part 2. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Let's get into it. Oh man. Oh man. Disappointed. Disappointed. So let's touch some things. Back in the early 90s, there was the original Turtles movie that came out, and I think it was the best Turtles movie. It was a classic. It was gritty and authentic. Those of us that was young in the 80s watched the cartoon in the late 80s, and then in the 90s came out with the movie, and it was gritty. It was there, but it was receiving so much flack because it was so gritty that when they came out with part 2, it was cream puff. It was, they had jokes, and it wasn't as gritty, and it was goofy. So it's like, oh man, so it took away from the original first film that was a classic. So that's how I picked this in the category of that. That first Joker was so gritty. It touched on mental health issues, and it was so dark that they didn't want to go down that route again. So they said, let's give a lighter version of that without going too far off. So somebody had a great idea. Let's make this a musical where we telling a story, but we soften it up by having them sing. Total fail. So they brought in Lady Gaga, and it just took away from her talent. And then you had Margot Robbie, who did a phenomenal job as Harvey Quinn. And to have Lady Gaga come after her, oh man, it just was terrible. It was a bad look. It took away from Lady Gaga's talent in this film. You could have had her do so much more with this film, where at least she was limited in this film, trying to do the singing stuff and all that. It just wasn't a good look, man. The storyline, Arthur, after last part 1, he's now in Arkham Asylum. He's in there and he meets her. She's part of a singing group there, and he's up for trial, and he could get the death penalty. She actually checked her stuff into the asylum just so she can meet him, and she kind of lied to him, act like she burnt her parents' apartment building up, but in reality, she was well-to-do. Her parents was rich, and she checked herself in so that she could meet him. And she was good with blowing stuff up. So it's a couple instances in there where she blew some things up and to push the story along. But, they were singing all through the movie. Of course, if you're following the singing, it's telling the story. It's a love story showing their love for one another, but also going through his trial. He's on TV. He gets rid of his lawyer. He starts representing himself. He wants to paint himself as a Joker. And then what happened is Harley Quinn, she fell in love with the Joker. And when he was basically saying that he was Arthur Fleck, that ain't who she fell in love with. So in the end, when she blew she blew the courtroom up, and he was free. His goons that he was building a fan base on TV and everything. His goons kind of like seen him walking, and they was like, "Come on, we got the Joker with us," and they drove him out of that area. But then he ended up getting out, ran into the cops, and then he ran and he went up to the steps, those steep steps that you seen him in part one. That's where Harley Quinn was, and he pretty much said somebody blew up. So he never even identified that she was the one who blew up the courtroom and freed him. But she had this look on her face because he did denounce that he was the Joker. Basically said he was Arthur Fleck. So she didn't like that. She felt betrayed on her end. Before then, she did mention she was pregnant. He pretty much told her, like, I'm free now. We could get on with our lives. And she pretty much said, well, no, because you're not really the Joker. You Arthur Fleck. And she pretty much said, I'm gone. She started singing the song, pretty much saying goodbye. He got sad, and the cops came and took him back to Arkham Asylum. And one of the guards I think his name Jackie or one of them, told him he got a visitor. On his way to visitor, he had one of his fans in a jail, pretty much came up to him, said, hey, I got a joke for you. Talked about a joke about a clown being in a bar with a psychopath. Psychopath pretty much said, can I buy you a drink? We said, what kind of drink? Any kind of drink. Pretty much said, I'm disappointed. He stabbed Arthur up. And so after he stabbed Arthur up, he just went to the side and just laughed. Arthur was left there bleeding to bleed out. So this could be basically saying this is the death of Arthur Fleck, and the next one would be In Comes the Full Joker. It was just so missed opportunity, and and this is supposed to be a standalone film. And I think when I reviewed this, the original first one, I was saying is that it's a standalone film, but this could be the build up, when you have the other, the Batman with, what's his name? Patterson. I can't think of his first name, from Twilight. He did a decent job, and that was kind of dark and gritty. So you could be building that one up as you're building the Joker up and start connecting the dots like how Marvel did. But they was saying this Joker ain't have nothing to do with that. How you building this Joker up and then it doesn't have anything to do with that Batman? Like, I don't, because that Joker 1 was a success. I think it did over $1 billion. So I don't know how you fumbled the ball. DC always messing something up. And then you have the Penguin show that's on HBO Max. That ties into the gritty Batman with Patterson. So this would be, I just don't understand, like that. Wow, I don't know what their train of thinking is. And then they fumbled the ball with this part too. So hey, it had potential. I don't know what they were thinking. They missed opportunity with having Gaga as a limited what her potential could have been in this film. So now I do understand why it was getting a lot of flack. So that was pretty much, he was on trial the whole movie. His love for Harley Quinn build up, their strained relationship, and he got broke out, ended up going back to Harlem. Dent, Two-Face, Harvey Dent, Two-Face. The lawyer was, half his face was burnt off. We all know he turns to Two-Face. So that little whatever there. Other than that, that's it. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Out of my 4-star rating system, I give this movie, oh man, it's not watchable again. It's not watchable again. I'm disappointed, man. I'm gonna have to give it a 1.5 out of 4 stars. I want to give it a 2, but it was pointless. It was a pointless movie. So much missed opportunity. If you go higher than that, you're just giving it. Somebody would give it a 2 just because of the first one was so good that maybe they fumble the ball with this one and they could bounce back with the third one. But oh man, so 1.5 out of 4 stars. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Until next time.